Because let me explain something to you. Even though you speak up for people or a people, there are a lot of them that don't want to be saved because they don't want no trouble, they scared, or they are content with being the janitor. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out here don't want you to. Oh, why you talking about Barack? He gonna do his thing on the second go round, or y'all just saying that because they don't want. They like it like that. They like being the slave. You know, the house slave that felt good about cleaning up.
We sick,
right? Yeah. Well, that's a reference like when Master was sick. A lot of the house slaves would be like, "We sick, Master." Yeah, that type of thing. I get what
this
you're saying.
man Obama has been called a liar in the House.
A communist,
right?
A monkey.
They say it to his face, and he has no. The brother Minister Farrakhan said this. I ain't gonna lie. When he said this word, I was like, "That's cold." Obama has no testicular fortitude.
It's embarrassing, man.
How do you let people speak to you that way, and you think turning the cheek is the thing to do in this critical time in America where we need somebody to stand up and say what is wrong about what is wrong? You know what I mean? It's like, you can't talk to me like that in front of my wife. You can't disrespect me like that just on GP as a man, and I'm supposed to be the president of the United States. Because, you know, when you call him Obama, some people get mad. They be like, he's the president. I'm like, oh, okay, President Obama.
Well, tell these other folks that.
Right. How do you allow people to misrepresent you, to disrespect you, without having the courage to say something about it?
It's like this debate.
He acts like it's not happening. When that lady was pointing her finger in his face.
He acts like he wasn't there, man.
And for everybody who haven't seen this, go on the internet and Google that picture where that lady got her finger right in his face.
In his nose.
He looked like it wasn't even happening, if you ask me. He looked like he was, I don't want no trouble. Are you serious?
Man, I almost had a stroke watching that, man. I mean, just out of instinct, he's supposed
I would
to
have to
back
hire
up.
security after that because the Secret Service don't protect me.
No.
Because if you put your finger in George Bush's face, what do you think gonna happen?
You getting beat down on television, man.
Right. You getting stoned
Beat
out.
down, especially in America.
Yeah.
But that was overseas.
Well, that was in that man country where he threw the shoe at him and they still got at his ass.
Right. But this is in America. This was in Arizona. And she got up in his face and talked to him like he was a child.
Like he was a kid.
And I said, that's just too much.
And if you say something about it, you wrong for that.
They had a reporter that checked him at a press conference. They're like, you didn't answer my question. They're like, you weren't even supposed to be here. How did you get here? He said, no, you need to. He pointed his finger. I said, hold up, man. This has done went too far. All right. Now, being president until he got in office, you respected the office. Forget the politics. You call him Mr. President, all that. They've been calling him Obama, a Muslim.
Well, that's what Bill Maher said. Bill Maher said, I joke about the presidents like George Bush and people like that. He said, but if I'm in their presence, I'm going to be respectful and address them accordingly as Mr. President or whatever. Not what I look like trying to down talk the president of the United States of America. But people do it. And if you're one who speaks on it, because I expect people who are haters to say something about you when you're in a position of power. It's envy. The people are talking about him out of envy. But you can't, as a person that everybody's looking at, because we're all looking at your actions and everything, you can't sit there and act like this is not happening and look away at what's going on right outside of where Obama lives. You can't walk up and down that street and expect drama not to come your way. Because in Chicago, the children of lost bitches rule the street.
The children of who?
The children of lost bitches. They want to go. They want to go on TV and say, "Oh, we got a gang problem in Chicago." No, it's not a gang problem anymore because I grew up when gang life was at its highest in Chicago, and gangbangers had a little more control about what they was doing. You couldn't shoot up the whole block when Miss Moore was walking down the street. The motherfucking gang chief would be like, "What the motherfucker shot up? Didn't you see Miss Moore over there, motherfucker?" Now, the children of lost bitches will shoot Miss Moore. They will shoot their mama and any other motherfucker to do what the fuck they want to do. That's what's going on in Chicago. The children of lost bitches rule the street. That should be a book.
Now, let's upgrade this back to why some of us are upset with him. When he came in office, when he was inaugurated, the Congress and the House of Representatives was controlled by Democrats. He brought Rahm Emanuel, his homeboy, in to ride herd over Nancy Pelosi and that Mormon Harry Reid.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of them putting their foot on, as you used to say, they were supposed to have a conference and say, look, y'all don't follow us, we're going to put some dope in your car and some pictures of some little boy. Because we got to pass this shit in the first 90 days to do what we said we was going to do. Instead of that, he kissed them Republicans' ass after they done went on television and said, look, we're going to spend the next 4 years getting this nigga out of here. And he went with that Mother Teresa shit, let's give hope a chance and all that. And they did it. They gave him the finger for 4 years.
You talking about Barack?
Yeah.
Barack
the first 2 years he was in office, the Democrats controlled the House and the Senate. And they couldn't get shit done because Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi gave him the finger. And said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to push gay rights. We're going to push this middle-of-the-road shit that we want to do. Fuck what you want to do. Because Rahm Emanuel didn't come in there and do like Bush's people did. And like Clinton did. Remember when Clinton was in office? Half the motherfuckers that worked for him ended up dead when they didn't support Clinton. Clinton was a gangster-ass president, man.
Yeah, Clinton bombed the Sudan.
Not only
and
that,
a lot of black people don't even know that because all they know is he played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. He cool.
Well, that's all we got out of it was,
I want to say this. I want to say this real quick as we talk.
Yeah.
My man that came in, and he just jumped right in like that.
The voice of
friend
reason.
of mine, the voice of reason. Zoe
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah.
Thanks for coming to the inauguration of the bootleg 5150.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Town in the house.
Let's get it. Chat-town in the building.
Me and Bobby are giving points about Barack that we would love people to talk about and say something about if you got something to say about it. Barack Obama, the president of the United States of America.
Wow. I was listening to what you guys are talking about, and listen, Barack Obama represents the kind of black person, black male specifically,
you sure about that?
That America, white America, wants to see. It is a neutered black man, a man without aggression.
Right.
I mean, all we got to do is look at professional sports. David Stern, no braids, no niggerisms, no. We don't want no aggressiveness. We're going to change the dress code. I mean, look at Des Bryant with the Cowboys. You have a code of conduct in order to play on this team.
He needs one.
But the point that's being made is, and I'm not saying that he doesn't need one, but there is a natural aggression with black men that intimidates white America.
Well, it's always been that way.
So when you talk about Barack Obama, he knew what he had to do in order to get the gig. That means there can't be any intellectual aggression in you, because that's going to turn off the middle states, the middle America, white America.
They want you to read the cue cards.
Absolutely. But he knew that.
Didn't you see it in his eye when he read that shit when they invaded? Was it who was the guy? Was it Saddam Hussein? Or was
Gaddafi?
It? No. What the guy that they invaded?
They invaded
it. They caught him in the little bootleg ass trap he was living in.
Oh, that's Hussein.
Yeah. Saddam Hussein. Yeah. When Google when they said we got him, you could tell he was shocked. They made him sit through this bullshit and read that shit.
Right.
I was like, do you see this goofy motherfucker?
But I mean, we all know it's a figurehead position.
No, we may know, but a lot of people don't know.
But, most black people, even Barack Obama recognized once he got the seat of power that it wasn't really a seat of power. It's.
You think he realized that after he got the office?
Well, first off, he's a politician. And people believe in politicians like we believe in preachers. No matter how many times they contradict themselves, we still buy into the rhetoric they're selling.
This fool didn't even believe in his preacher. He denounced this
He
preacher.
believed that he had to get out from under him.
Well, I can't go to your church no more. I'm trying to be president.
But again, Jeremiah Wright was aggressive, intellectual, and would speak his mind. They say, okay, that will not get you elected. You see, we need a passive black man so we can promote this as the image globally around the world of how black men in America and around the world should be. Now, it's not to say that he's a bad guy. It's just to say they don't want any aggressiveness. This is just speaking. I was listening to you guys outside. When you guys are speaking to how all of these people are just talking all of this madness about it. I've never seen a president more disrespected than Barack Obama. And he's taking it. So the spin on it is, oh, well, he has class. He takes it. And, but at the end of the day, there are even some people in his own party, white men, that are saying, okay, now, at some point, you got to stand up and say something back.
Damn, nigga, say something.
He's still at it.
So come on.
But hold on. What you said about the trained black man, basically, that's what I call
the
that
neutered guy. Yeah.
This is what they do with every black person who has the open mic to speak.
Right.
Starting with sports, because those are the guys who have the open mic to speak. They can't say nothing about how they really feel about the game, or it's a fine.
You can't.
So if their fine is money, I guess if Barack says what he really knows is going on, what will they fine him? But I don't have sympathy for that because you chose to be president of the United States of America.
This is the game of
politics. And I know you're not ignorant.
Right.
You know what the fuck this is, but this is what you wanted. So as you're there, I'm calling you out.
Right. When I voted for him in 2008, I made no bones about it. I voted for him because he was a black man, and it was historical precedent. A black man this close. I didn't have any delusions of grandeur that he was going to come in and rewrite the Constitution.
Hold on, grandeur. Could you explain that to our listeners that went to the school I went to?
Well, no, I just, illusions of grandeur, this big, beautiful, hope that he would come in and change something.
Right.
And I knew what he was doing. He was doing something that was historical, that was unprecedented, and that meant a lot to black people all over the world. I didn't expect...
So you voted for him out of sympathy?
I voted for him because I was happy that a black man was that close and had the chance to do it, and then he did it, being the president. But above and beyond him being a symbol, I didn't think he was going to go into the hood and change the price of chicken or, I didn't think he was going to do anything about, reversing regentrification. Because if we look at his record, he extended the Bush tax cuts. He extended the Patriot Act. He did a lot of the same stuff that Bush did before him. I mean,
with the same people.
He promised that Guantanamo Bay was going to get shut down. No, it's not shut down. Oh, we'll give him 4 more years. At the end of the day, he's a politician. He's playing the same game that the white boy plays. Now, the white boy gets called out in political forums, but black people make concessions for him. We got to call him to the floor, too. At the end of the day, we say Mitt Romney is a hypocrite because Mitt Romney helped create Obamacare. Right? Then he comes out and bashes it. Well, wait a minute. Well, he's a politician. They do that. They flip-flop back and forth. But when Barack does it, we got to be able to call Barack out to the floor, too.
The difference when Barack does it is that we look at him, and it's a different look than when you look at Mitt Romney, when you look at George Bush, when you look at George Clinton. I mean, if this is just me, I can live with this. You expect bullshit when you see those Caucasian men talking.
Right.
But when I look at a black man,
you expect him to come
bold
real.
Enough
right.
to stand up there with your suit on and look into that TV knowing that my mama and all the other people who don't know shit about shit, and that ain't no diss to them, it's just they're the cattle, they're the sheep.
Right.
You leading them astray.
Right.
You telling them bullshit. They ain't smart enough to peep it out. They think something wrong with anybody who say something against what he's doing.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're worse than them to me.
Right. Right.
You're worse than a George Bush. George Bush was born that way.
And he gonna tell you the truth.
How you gonna walk up and down 51st Street in Chicago, act like you trying to help people, and here it is years later, you sitting in the office, we got him, talking that bullshit about I'm like, this motherfucker ain't shit for that. You know what I mean?
Didn't make any difference.
You talking about Osama, right?
Yeah.
When they finally...
It wasn't even about him, man.
It blew my mind when they showed him looking into the screen, like, he was like, what the fuck? Motherfucker, you from 51st Street. You just seen shit jump off? The fuck is you